What inspired me to become a nurse was my two disabled neighbors that I had when I was growing up, and just taking care of them every single day, seeing the nurses come in at night for the day shift, for the night shift, and just seeing how they brought smiles to their faces really just opened my eyes to caring for other people when they're in a dependent state.
Inspired me to become a nurse was like me having my two younger sisters, so I feel like I had a big aspect of their caring for them and making sure they get to school and stuff like that. So I feel like nursing was the best profession for me.
I became involved in lacrosse because my uncle was a lacrosse coach and he pressured me my whole life and my cousins to do it. I was always a soccer player, but lacrosse was always the better sport to do for college, to get a scholarship. So I ended up going to that when I was 12. I didn't like it, so I quit and I went back into it in high school, and now here I am in college.
How I became involved in lacrosse was kind of my friends getting me involved, because I used to dance for 10 years before I played, and then in 5th grade my friends were like, come join, and I played all other sports with them, so they were my big influence on playing.
I chose Molloy for my academic and athletic career. A lot of the coaches said that it was impossible to do nursing and lacrosse at the same time, so I spoke to this coach, Campy, and he said that it was doable. A lot of girls did it. And he said that you can miss some practices, come late to practice for class, and that school came first, so this is why I picked Molloy.
I chose Molloy for athletics and academic just because our coach is amazing. He's very school comes first, so he was a big aspect, and just because Molloy is the #1 school for nursing.
Being an athlete definitely impacts my compassion for my patients, because from a young age, I was always taught to give 110% on the field and always try my best. And I think the same goes when I'm in nursing school or any school. With people that you're interacting with, you always want to give 110% to your patients, and you always want to make sure that you're trying your best for them, because it's not only winning a game now, it's life or death.
It always was a big thing, just because you're a whole team, and it's not one person that wins the games, it's everyone. So I think that's a big aspect of nursing, because you deal with everyone. You deal with the doctors, you deal with the patients, you deal with the patient's family. So I think the whole aspect of everyone being together helps. A normal day as a student athlete is crazy.
You wake up, you go to lacrosse, you come home, you maybe shower, you go to school, you come home, you maybe go back to lacrosse, you maybe do work, then you're up till 4 a.m. drinking coffee to finish everything that you couldn't finish. You wake up an hour later for 6 a.m.s, you play lacrosse, you go to school, you study, and maybe you eat.
Sometimes we have 6 a.m.s, then you have to go straight to class, or then you have practice after class, and then sometimes you even have class after practice, so it's all day.
To manage time effectively, I usually find the hour or two that I have between lacrosse and school, or I'll stay up extra late to get my stuff done, or wake up extra early to get my stuff done. I have a planner that I plan out my hours of the day, my minutes of the day, and I have a huge calendar in my room, so I write down everything that needs to get done, so I make sure that all my schoolwork's getting done, and at the same time I'm at lacrosse.
I'm a type of person that has a planner, and I write everything down that I'm supposed to do within the week, so that's how I make sure I manage my time.
My social life definitely suffers from being an athlete, because during season there's minimal time to do anything.
My social life definitely is hindered by academics and lacrosse, just because you really don't have time to hang out and get your studies and do lacrosse. Sometimes we have games that we're going away, so it definitely gets hindered.
The Hagen building is amazing for nursing students, because the lab is 3 times the size that we used to have. The mannequins that they have that we practice on are more advanced. Some of them give birth, and they just can talk to us, they can do other things. There's just so much more going on.
The new Hagen building is phenomenal. The technology that's in there is absolutely crazy. We have new sim mannequins. It's a patient, but it does everything. It throws up, the blood pressure, you can feel its pulse, it has respirations, it could do cardiac tamponade, everything. Anything you could think of, and even in a critical situation it could do, which really helps so you don't go into the fields feeling so blinded.
Off season I have more time to do things that I like to do. I get to go out with my friends, I get to have time to do my work. In season it's really hard to find time to do the things that you like to do, and just focusing on school and lacrosse, pretty much that's really all season is.
There's a big difference from in season and off season, just because in season it's 24/7 you're doing lacrosse. Off season we only do it for like 2 months and then you're done, so you have free time after that, but in season it's hectic.
I'm honored that Molloy Nursing School is rated #1 because, one, I know that now it's gonna look so much better that I'm coming from Molloy for when I go for a job, and also I'm just really thankful that I got this education at Molloy and that I'm gonna be a great nurse when I graduate.
I'm so proud of Molloy just because like now we have a new building and there's so much new technology that they're helping us to like experience before we get into the medical field, so it's awesome.